Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Prosec, and this is the generic bingo tournament round one, our last match of round one, which will be against Machinade and ADN. How are our runners doing?
I'm ready to lose this one.
Nice and
I'm
confident?
uh I'm doing okay, I think. I think this is gonna go fine, hopefully.
Well,
Okay, we
yeah,
are
you're
also
gonna win,
joined.
man.
We are also joined by our lovely referee, Crumpet. How are you doing? How are you confident?
I'm doing excellent, and I am confident I will 100% win this. You know, just
Hmm,
Nice.
interesting. And our restreamer Rexy, who has been for a few of these. So, are you looking forward to finally getting to the end of round one?
Of course I am. And of course, we're all like three Brits, all doing different jobs here as part of this race, and we're all pulling the night shift, so. What a
Yeah,
flex,
hang on. Why have
yes.
we have not played? Where are the Americans? This is their job.
We're here. What do you mean?
Actually, hang on one moment.
All
Hold
right.
the thought. Crumpet is Irish. That's my bad. I just. My
oh,
brain is
I
not
was, I
working.
was, I was here fuming in my chair. I had the steam
Uh,
coming out of my ears there for a
oh
second.
no. Oh
Uh,
no. Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm taking a sip of my enormous cup of tea.
I've got hot chocolate here. Yay.
Pint of Guinness.
All right. Well, for anyone who doesn't know at home, we will be getting in our board in just a few moments here once everyone is ready. The runners will have 5 minutes to look at the board, plan their route, and then they will be brought back in here for another countdown, from which it's 90 minutes until, well, 90 minutes or whoever gets to 13 goals first. And from what I've been hearing, this is going to be an interesting board. We shall talk about that once it is revealed.
Absolutely. So if we want to start that 5-minute countdown and get going, and then the runners can have a quick look at the board, and then we'll be off to the races, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright then. Well, let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck.
Good luck to the runners. Let's reveal that card.
Oh, Crumpet, I
Okay.
should also quickly.
It's there. It's there. Don't worry about a thing.
There you go.
And
Make
I'll
sure
put
to move those
the
up.
uh, I'll put the doc into chat as well, just in case anybody wants to take a look at any of the goal specifics. And yeah, so this is the document that we give to the runners, just to kind of give them a bit of a helping hand and clarification on some of the goals, as many of them they won't have seen before, and they might just need to. They might have a few questions about some of the goals and just need a bit of an extra helping hand. So it's a nice resource for them to have, and you can follow along at home, and you kind of see what the runners are seeing, and maybe plan out yourself how you might go about tackling this board.
Alright, well, if.
Speaking of which, let's look at these goals. We've got quite a
Yeah.
few ordinary real world things: sleep, be in a hotel, find a toilet, use a phone, drink alcohol, all things that people do day to day. And then we've got control a spaceship.
Oh no, is it.
Yes, that'll be it.
Are we gonna get the same question again? Is a duck a spaceship?
It is a duck a spaceship? That is a very good question. I have no idea.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I believe, unfortunately, Panda has gone asleep, so I'll ask in his stead. What about helicopters?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Is a
That's tricky.
heli? I mean, does it break the atmosphere? Is can
It
a
breaks my mind.
helicopter go into
That's
space? That's true.
Ambitions
Just put
hang there.
rocket thrusters on the. Just put rocket thrusters on the helicopter and send it to the moon.
Mm. Let's see. We've also got two sporting related that I've seen so far. Win a boxing match and win a tennis match.
Now, that could be a
Uh,
good one for Mako because, as we see on the Switch screen, there's Nintendo 64 games loaded, and Mario Tennis is part of a NSO N64 library. So if he knows what
True.
he's doing in there, then we might see something there this time around.
That's true. Last time we saw a tennis match come up, in fact, last couple of times it's come up, it's not been claimed by either runner. So there's good chances this time, do you reckon?
Maybe. I mean, it really depends on ADN strategy. I mean,
Right.
prior to the race, we weren't thinking that he would end up getting as many goals as possible in strictly N64 games, but this is the thing with a board like this, you would have to just like go just about anywhere.
Yeah, to be honest, my first pick for being a hotel is actually released on the Philips CDI. So
Oh no, not that one. I mean, honestly, if he had the SNES or NES collections, then either Earthbound game would have worked just fine. Just got to make sure that, indeed, as the rules say, there is at least some evidence to show that you can actually sleep in there. Oh
true.
wait, that's a double whammy. Go to a hotel in
Oh, I.
Earthbound, rent a room, sleep.
Ah, and
Hey.
of course, in Earthbound, we've established in a previous match that a phone is there
Yeah,
to be used.
I ended up learning not long after that match though that the access to the phone in Earthbound actually is from when you get out of the house the second time, and not after the Starman Junior battle, which is what I thought I saw on Reddit. So I
Oh
got
my,
really muddled up. But either way, they're both pretty quick phones if you know what you're doing.
that's true. We're going to see any CDI games next match. Floha, you know I can't stream that. Come on. You get me a capture card, and maybe we'll see. Let's see, buy a house. That's also come up in previous matches under various guises.
Win money from a slot machine, though, that had been discussed in chat.
It is an interesting goal. Let's see what the card says, or the document rather.
You must earn money from a slot machine. Does it have to be coins, though? Could it be some kind of other in-game currency?
I think so long
I
as you
believe
buy something with it.
so.
Because you know what? The first thing that came to mind for me was the gambling machines in almost every Sonic game ever.
Yeah, I was thinking the games corner in the first couple of Pokemon games.
That's where my mind went as well.
Games corners would be like ages off to end up getting there. Oh,
Oh,
oh
that
my
is
goodness!
our time.
Oh, we need to
5
get them
minutes.
both back in. All right,
Welcome
then.
back, runners. How are people feeling about the card?
Oh, it's so loud in here, man.
Okay,
Uh,
well, first of all, ADN, can you please quit out of your game?
oh, you guys said
Because
go.
it's
It's
not
no,
time to
he's
go
good.
just yet. That you just had time to end up reading the board.
Okay.
I'm so confused. Okay.
Don't worry.
I was
I didn't
well.
even.
I thought we had the 5 minutes and then it was go. No.
No,
Yeah.
no, we bring you back
We
in
bring
here.
you in here for a secondary countdown.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I listened to Crumpet's whole spiel. It wasn't me.
No,
It
no one
wasn't me.
listened to me. No one listened to me. Okay, I just like my countdowns. Okay.
It wasn't me. And also,
Crumpet was counting
I'm
down
not
from
even
the
in
get-go.
the start screen. There's another screen after that and another one after that, so I'm good. Just saying. Uh, this seems like a fun board though. Thank goodness Rob a Bank isn't on here. I
Quite
have
so.
no idea how to do that one.
We do have a couple on here that have been sticking points in the past. I think the only time we've seen someone obtain a skull in any reasonable time was when someone loaded up Gex. So,
Oh, we'll see
might be
what
an idea
happens.
for our runners. With that, though, let's go straight into the main count. You will have 90 minutes. Are
Alright
you
then.
ready?
Yep. I'm ready.
To lose, yeah.
It's some definition of ready, so we will take it. Go ahead, Rexy. Take us away.
Alright, so in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, chaos!
Team Blood.
Team
There they
And
Blahai
with
is
go.
back
that,
in, yep.
Yep. All right. So,
and with
where
that,
are
they
we
are
loading
actually off this
first?
time.
As expected, ADN will be loading into Hang on a minute, we've got double Zelda? Am I seeing that right?
We're getting Skyward Sword HD, which was the exact same game, except HD, that was ran in the previous Blind Bingo series, so that's very topical.
Ah. Meanwhile, on the left side, we are seeing a slightly more modern Zelda game in the form of... Well, actually, no, it did release earlier. It's just, one's a remake. I've
Breath
gotten
of
way
the
too deep
Wild.
into weeds already. It's Breath of the Wild.
Oh, double Zelda, who would have thought?
Quite the way to start out. So, thoughts on goals? Have we seen... Find a toilet, actually, is quite easy in Skyward Sword. From what I remember, there's one directly in the Knight Academy.
Oh, wow. I mean, I was there supervising Hedwig during that one, and I had no idea that Zelda games actually had toilets.
It's a recurring gag in the series, I think, beginning
wait a minute.
in...
Yeah, of course, there was
Link
one
to
in
Past.
like, Majora's Mask with the hand
Yeah.
that wanted the toilet paper.
Absolutely, every time it's a hand that wants a bit of toilet paper.
Oh,
And there it is, a toilet for ADN. It's even demonstrating. Lovely. First goal on the board was find a toilet. Who had that on their meta bingo card? Quitting out and going for their next game. One goal, one game. It's a strategy which we've seen a few runners employ with varying success levels.
And so it looks like we're going into a N64 title for ADN, which we were hoping to end up seeing quite a lot of, given the mentioned strategy beforehand. Oh, what we're
Right.
getting? Ocarina of Time.
Okay, continuing on the Zelda train, let's go.
Yeah.
I would be very interested to see a... I suppose at that point it wouldn't even be generic bingo, it would be Zelda series-wide bingo. It's an
my
interesting
goodness.
stipulation.
ADN
There's
is
some
named
sort of
Link
sentiment.
after Mako. Mako cool.
Now, I don't know if Mako is a speedrunner of Breath of the Wild, but there is a skip you can do pretty much in the next room, which gets you directly to a snowy area on top of Mount Hylia.
Depends on what ADN is like with movement to this game.
Let's see, what might ADN be going for
How early does
Ocarina
Link
of
get a
Time?
bow in both of these games?
Just casual playthrough for Mako, that's fair enough. I do want to have a look at sleep and see if there's a stipulation that you cannot start to sleep, because you absolutely do in Ocarina of Time.
Well, I know a game
Must
that is
go to
possible
sleep.
for ADN to do so on the NSO for sleep. Well, I mean, to be fair, I did already mention Earthbound, which is very obvious. If SNES is fine. But on N64, you can actually do this in Harvest Moon.
That's a fair point, yeah. Although any sort of life simulator-like game will have similar mechanics, I imagine, so anyone with access to Animal Crossing of any ilk will have it.
You can sleep in, and well, to be fair, you can just like lie down on the bed, but do you actually fall asleep without it? Unlock fast travel for Mako. Okay, well,
That
we've
makes
got the
sense.
demonstration
That makes
of
a lot of sense.
teleportation. Great stuff.
Yep. Sheikah Slate, fair enough. Continuing with Breath of the Wild, though, for another goal. Specifically says obtain a sword, not obtain a weapon. So what they will be looking for, I think there's a rusty broadsword somewhere on plateau.
Well, we don't know for
Oh,
sure just
they know
yet.
the skip,
Oh.
actually. This is what I was talking about earlier. With a good setup here, you can climb right out into the top of Mount Hylia. Well, not
my
quite the top,
goodness.
but,
I thought
that
you were
region.
talking about Ocarina of Time, not BOT.
Oh, no, that... Is there a snowy area in OOT? I'm not sure. One's not coming to mind, at least. Oh, I suppose
to
there's
my
the ice
knowledge.
cavern, isn't there?
I was trying to think of a snow area, but I was like also thinking of the Goron area in Majora's Mask.
Yeah, that does get somewhat
Oh.
nippy.
Oh my god, it being a snowy place. I see snow. Link
Yep.
is shivering in his underpants.
Goal. There we are. Nice second goal. Now, we do only allow 3 goals per game in this tournament, so we will be seeing only one more from Breath of the Wild, but it's been a pretty productive few minutes for Mako. Meanwhile, ADN just getting towards controlling Link for the first time in OOT. Someone noting that the cutscenes do take forever. Yeah, it's not the
Didn't they?
fastest opening. Could be going for a sword snipe. The Kokiri blade is available relatively soon in Ocarina, but not so much so that I think Mako doesn't have it if they're going for that goal. You can't profess to knowing exactly what ADN is going for, looking over the card.
This is Zelda, so you would probably think the standard obtain a sword would be something.
Yeah. Ooh, nice up climbs for Mako. I think they do know this game. Yeah. Meanwhile, ADN is definitely going for the Kokiri blade, yeah. And with skips, that's not going to take too much longer. Is Mako frozen? Oh, no, tutorials. Alright, there it is, the painted sword.
Yeah, the Kokiri sword, a standard small weapon for young Link. ADN has achieved this just well. Oh, looks like
I believe that Mako is trying to sleep at the campfire.
That would be waiting. I'm not sure. It does say rest. It doesn't say sleep. I'm not sure exactly. So it's down to Brett's judgment.
It does say in the document that it's heavily implied that that the character falls asleep and it allows fading to black as it does allow fading to black to count. But I do believe you cannot rest at a campfire until after you finish plateau. I think
Yeah,
I've
my
read that
knowledge of
somewhere
time
in the
doesn't
past.
progress flat.
Yes. Or you at least need to have done the opening cutscene, which Mako skipped by doing the Shrine of Resurrection scope clip. So I don't think that'll work.
Game over
Yeah,
screen
so it's
not on the card, unfortunately.
Nope.
Meanwhile, ADN is swimming on some water, but is not under some water. But has marked it.
that is. I'll just double check the document, but that might have to be a goal turnover.
Yeah, I would clarify with them because they might have a
I would.
justification for it.
I'll go have a bit of a word, and we'll see what happens.
The knowledge I have for Link in Ocarina of Time is that he doesn't actually swim underwater, but does wear the iron boots later on in the game to actually sink.
Yeah, but he walks underwater in that case, and walking underwater is another goal in the pool, to the best of my knowledge. So would probably be counted separately.
Yeah.
You can dive as well. That is a fair point. Yeah, you can dive for items underwater.
So getting a signal change on ADN's side.
Yep, we'll be swapping to a different console by the looks. Or the Switch fell out. Mako still beating up Bokos on the Great Plateau. Looks like ADN might have an update. That's unfortunate timing.
That is against the rules as well. If a game isn't updated or you end up having to download an update while this is going on, you can't use it.
To my knowledge, it was any update that's more than 1 minute, but this looks like it's absolutely going to exceed that, which is unfortunate.
Oh my goodness, he's cancelling it. Oh, I
Oh,
see. It's actually
you can
decided
bypass the download. Okay, fair enough. Wait, nope.
start
You
software.
can start, select profile, start software.
Okay, there we go. That was a bit
Hey!
of a go around, but hey, I guess you didn't need to update the game after all.
Meanwhile, is Mako checking goals? Welcome back, Crumpet.
Welcome back. Thank you very much. We are back with a decision to allow that goal as ADN was diving, and you can move slightly around when diving. So we're going to allow it as it does fulfill the brief, as it were.
Fair enough.
Got it.
Uh,
Alright, so
Uh,
looks like ADN is going for Breath of the Wild himself.
We've got Breath of the Wild meets Breath of the Wild. Never
Oh,
mind. It's
not?
being closed out.
Wait, what?
it's
Nope.
the installation. You're not allowed to install updates that take longer than a minute. When you
Right. But he's already
in
loaded
mid
in,
match,
so surely we're
I
past
don't.
that stage of confusion.
I have this feeling that it might have been because of the profile choice.
maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think that took longer than a minute, whatever they were doing. So
I don't
yeah,
understand
I
why
think that's
either.
There's some
Because
confused menuing by the looks. Speaking of confused, Mako is still staring at the pause screen.
I might go check and see if he's alright, just to see if he has a question. I haven't
Yeah,
been
get
pinged
a
or anything.
Can't to have a look.
don't understand why ADN changed profiles because we saw the start of the intro cutscene for this game and then changed to another profile, which also happened to have a save data, and even then that changed. So confusing.
Could be the case, as well points out in the chat, that they were looking for a profile that allows skipping cutscenes, which you can't do from a completely fresh game or a completely fresh Switch profile, to my knowledge. But if it's a new save on a profile that's previously gone through the cutscenes, you can skip because
That is correct.
weirdness.
Yes, exactly.
So, what's the good word?
Yeah. So Mako's a-okay, just getting a new game loaded up.
Fair enough. Just hopping downstairs to grab some discs or something similar.
Yes, maybe another cup of tea.
I should probably, because mine's just run out, and I'm very sad now.
Oh dear. We'll need to just get you a pot to have on your
I
desk.
have genuinely been considering getting myself a liter mug. The one I've got at the moment is twice a usual mug volume, but it's just I go through it so quickly.
Honestly, it would be a fantastic investment. You know, if
I
there's
think so.
any wealthy money bag people in chat willing to sponsor ProAsec a new tea mug.
Alright then,
Oh,
so we're
Mako
loading
has
into Minecraft for
loaded
Mako.
into Minecraft. Okay, we are certainly seeing some frames of Minecraft. They had bonus chest turned on. Interesting. I don't think that's specifically mentioned anywhere in the rules, so it's
I
still
believe it's
survival, still item
okay.
seed. So fair enough. It just never occurred to me, I suppose.
There's nothing in the rules banning it, so it's I'd say I'll allow it for today
So
anyway.
thinking outside the box is what it is.
Absolutely.
So in Minecraft, it's possible to defeat someone with fall damage or drowning if you know which blocks to break and which creatures are around there. Oh,
True.
honeybees.
Get on top of a cliff and push someone off. It's perfectly easy.
Then there's the obvious
No.
sleep, but you're gonna need the right resources to make a bed.
Yeah, and also to wait 10 minutes for the day to pass. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else that's really applicable except obtain a skull, as previously discussed in another match, but that is some investment unless you are absurdly lucky.
Would be the earliest skull or head access in Minecraft, though.
So, by usual routes, the quickest would be a wither skeleton skull from the Nether Fortress. Which, yeah, if you can get a ruined portal, that's good, and immediately go through it to a fortress and get lucky on drops, that couldn't take too long. Alternatively, if you spawn in and immediately get a thunderstorm, you can get a head through charged creeper mob drops, but I mean, you'd be lucky. Looks like
Oh,
drowning is gonna come up soon.
talking of luck, Mako has gone and found a sheep. We're gonna go to bed. Oh, we're getting full damage on the sheep. Okay.
Interesting to go for fall damage when the water is literally right there and they were already half set up for it.
I think they're just like fall on water, float on water anyway. These kind of animals, but it's whatever. It just got like slaughtered out that with an axe.
Yeah, I mean, you can limit it with certain techniques. Trying to think what the best way to do that would be. I can't remember offhand if. Sorry, I'm just distracted because they've got a very nice resource pack that includes things like 3D boat item models.
The record, while mods are generally not allowed for running generic bingo, I guess that Minecraft texture packs are against the norm.
Yeah, I mean, it's a resource pack. It's
Yes.
nothing. It doesn't change the actual game. It just makes leaves
Absolutely
look
not.
nicer, for example. It looks like they are just vanilla tweaks additions.
Yeah.
As long as it's still the goal is still identifiable. If that makes any sense, as long as you can still tell that they completed a goal.
Yes.
Yeah, and would have been able to in a completely unmodified, I presume.
Yes, exactly. So no X-raying and things like that.
Sure.
I think that would be taking it a stretch too far.
But yeah, no, 3D item models, that's perfectly fine. ADN going through the motions for Breath of the Wild. ADN has marked defeat someone with fall damage or drowning. I did not see that.
I believe it was pushing Bokoblin into water.
That's fair enough. Well, it's more like a gremlin's explosion due to contact with water, but yeah, you know. We'll take it.
I'll allow it just because of my fondness for Breath of the Wild, a bias, if you will.
Completely impartial judges here at Bingothon.
Exactly.
So let's see what more is happening. There's no sword in here. I believe the only sword... I think there's a couple of swords that are being carried by bokoblins, rusty swords.
There's also the one embedded in the stone near the
Exactly, yeah,
water.
that's in the middle of some water. Because every game has to reference King Arthur at some point.
Alright, we're going back to
Nope.
64
Exactly.
for
They are
ADN.
exiting out. Okay. We're going to clarify with ADN.
Like he's taking a look at the library and seeing what could be done. Oh, still going with Zelda. Majora's Mask this time.
Goodness, we really are getting a Zelda-heavy start. Although, unfortunately, few goals so far. About 20 minutes in now, and we're still only at 4-2.
Wait a minute. Oh
Easy
my
hotels
goodness.
click in.
It's naming it after the ref. There we go. Crumpet.
Buttering up our refs will absolutely work.
Oh man,
Um,
it's been a while since I last
I
played
return.
Majora's Mask. I gotta think of what you can do in the first few minutes.
There is a hotel, there is a thief, but they're still. I don't think you can even do them on first 3-day cycle. You might be able to do it. Enter a hotel actually.
Come to think of it, the thief steals the ocarina and you do get it back.
Yes, but you don't defeat the thief. The thief very much gets away.
Ah, I mean, my memory is very hazy when it comes to this.
I come bearing news from ADN that Bokoblin lives matter.
That is certainly an opinion.
It is. It is. What to make of that opinion? I'm not quite sure, but you know, we'll certainly think on it.
You absolutely do not defeat Skullkid early. Yeah, same honestly for the bomb thief, because you slap him and steal back the bombs, but like he just runs away. So, to my knowledge, doesn't end up imprisoned
Boha
as
does bring up a good
direct.
point. But I suppose that's why wording is so important. You know, what does count and what doesn't count. You know.
Hmm.
I suppose we'll just have to see what ADN has in mind. You know, might not
Yeah,
even be going for anything like that.
that's true. Let's see. In a race, hit someone with a projectile weapon. I believe you can do that in Majora's Mask, at least with the. Oh, it's in the Carnivale. It's very similar to the Dampe race in Ocarina of Time. Shoot. Is it one of the Composer brothers, maybe? I remember this game. Either way, though, it's quite far in. Collect a letter. Now, I know there is a post system in the Land of Termina, but I don't know if you directly get to obtain a letter.
Don't think you can actually do that until you are able to actually start using
Once
time
you're in
travel
main fight.
mechanics in this game.
Yeah, you are quite restricted in the first cycle. So I don't know how much more, even including like being in a hotel, that might be closed off during first cycle. You get the Keaton mask. Doesn't Cafe have the Keaton mask? But I'm not sure if he gives it to you.
Well, it looks like Mako was built to bed.
Yep, I'm just waiting for Helios to finish his chariot ride for the day. One for your Greek mythology nerds out there.
Oh, the difficulty of having to wait until nightfall. Lame.
Quite. Honestly, you should be
It's
able
just
to
so much.
sleep through the day as well in Minecraft, because there are so many times when I've just been. Well, I've got mechanisms that would work better if you could sleep at any time, and there's so many times when I would have wanted it to be night.
Oh, it looks like ADN has given up on Majora's Mask and has moved over to the Game Boy Advance. Golden Sun, the Lost
Okay.
Age.
It's a decision. We shall see where it goes. Yeah,
Oh,
to
wait
be
a
fair,
minute.
the opening sequence of Majora's Mask isn't the shortest in the world.
Oh, he's naming Felix after me now.
Oh goodness.
Oh wow. What's he gonna do now? End up naming Felix after Prosek?
Yes, indeed.
Or
we are.
Isaac even? Prosa.
Prosa.
Just that's fine.
Sure. And Mako has unlocked sleep in Minecraft. Yep.
There we
That's
go.
fair.
Okay, so this is where my game knowledge gets a little hazy. Especially, with these kind of RPGs. I know very little about Golden Sun, so I really no idea what the ADN is planning to do here. Maybe there'd be like a hotel or room to sleep in. I don't know.
That would be my guess. I don't believe it's got a modern setting. I think it is high fantasy. So again, it's the usual RPG expectations. You might have a post-quest involving letters. You might be able to purchase a player home. Although I would doubt it for the GBA era. On that second front, at least. That's really something that came about more towards, I don't know, 7th generation?
I do like the music in the series, though, from the amazing Moto Sakuraba.
Okay, Mako has decided to continue in with Minecraft. They have only one goal in the game so far, I think, so
This is
absolutely fine.
What else could you even do in Minecraft, though? I mean,
It's a
you mentioned
weirdly
this-
bad board for Minecraft, yeah.
It is. You mentioned the skull, though, but that's going to take a whole load of investment.
Yeah, and I would argue, just for comedy's sake, that the end is kind of like space. I mean, it's a big black void where you die if you are lost in it.
Yes, but you
So if
can't
you
really
build a
get
spaceship there and can somehow control it, I guess it would have to be a slime
I was
machine.
about to say, I don't think you can get a spaceship in Minecraft.
You can certainly get a vehicle in Minecraft, but not. It might be up to user interpretation as to what exactly it is. Swim underwater and sword could have been easy. Yeah, absolutely, they would have been easy ones, but they were already obtained in Ocarina of Time. One of you guys bring Stampy Pies. I've heard that a lot. Yes, I sound a bit like Stampy, which is weird because I've never watched him. Collect an alphabet. Collect an alphabet letter. Oh, I will check the rules on that, Floa, because I'm not sure. It might specifically be the letter must be either a literal English letter or a handwritten letter. So if this stream was in fact brought to you by the letter G, then you'll know.
Can't wait for someone to collect an alphabet letter. I mean, this applies for a lot of Disney platformers, because that tends to be a big
True.
trope.
Yeah, or you can collect the letters of Kong in the original
Oh, Donkey
DKC.
Kong Country. Yeah, there we go. It looks like we've finally got movements on ADN's side. So much dialogue at the start.
Yep. Mako doing a little bit of monster hunt and seems quite indecisive. Might be looking for a specific spawn, but I cannot. Oh, hang on. What did I put in chat? It's too small on my end, Rex. You'll have to read it.
Oh, it's going to be /game rule, by the way. Want to see if the setting can be changed after world creation. Commands aren't allowed, so I'm just going to go have a quick chat with Mako and ask exactly what the intention was. But yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh wow, we're seeing a whole lot of squids and jellyfish just like floating around underwater.
It was quite the population of marine life for a moment there. But I absolutely respect using F3 plus B, I believe, if anyone is not familiar, to get better looks at where mobs and other entities are. Has saved me so many times when I die and lose my items in a dark cave.
Is it possible to speedrun Pixelmon? Oh, that's a Minecraft mod. That's not going to be allowed
Yeah.
for the rules, no.
Yeah, even if it is a contained and specific package, modded variants of games generally are not allowed. There are certain exceptions, but... Oh, hello, Turtle. But yeah, I don't believe Pixelmon is in that category. It's generally things like, you know, you're allowed to use the Sonic Adventure mod loader because it fixes crashes. So...
Wait, which version of Sonic Adventure is the most crash heavy?
I play Director's Cut Steam Edition, which is very crashy without the mod loader. And I believe Seafood does as well, one of our other runners in this tournament.
Wait a minute, which version? The Director's Cut? DX?
Yeah.
GameCube?
Yeah, so it released GameCube, but it was also later released for Steam.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
But I think the actual GCN version is more stable.
Oh my goodness, if mods aren't allowed, why is Rob the Gamer in chat? Squab.
Terrible. About 12 minutes at... Hang on, is that even accurate? More than that, surely. No, less than. It's been about 8 minutes since our last goal, sorry, pardon me. I'm not too familiar with Golden Sun, so I don't know what ADN might be going for.
Likewise.
Sound
Oh,
like
looks like we've
that.
finally got a battle!
Let's go. I don't know if skulls are common loot items, perhaps, would be my guess. Oh, we talked about this yesterday. You can get a score of exactly 6 in Minecraft if you're familiar with the mechanics thereof. Could have been something Mako was thinking about, but or would have had access to.
Minecraft?
I believe what he was going for was 6 XP levels.
Yep.
So that was the idea originally, but then keep inventory was on as a game rule. So
Right. Okay.
when he went to 8 XP levels, he jumped past what he should have had. So
Oh.
when
I
he
would
tried to
also
die,
argue that since score is a direct mechanic in Minecraft, using levels in substitute might not be valid, but
Okay, so that explains, that explains the idea of a score of 6, oh, hang on one moment. By that
Why?
same logic, is this what ADN is doing? Getting up to level 6 with Jenna in battle?
could be the case. But I know, at least on the generic bingo card pool that's on Bingo Sync by default, there is get to level 4 at least. So given that level and score are two different goals, would you really class them the same?
I mean, you ended up mentioning
Um,
Minecraft being like this, but this is for the refs to decide.
I suppose, it depends on what was allowed before, as you said, for the score of 4 or the level of 4. Is
Yeah, I don't think we've
was
seen
score
level
allowed
in
there,
tournaments so far, so-
yeah, it's definitely a unique one, and if it comes into play, then I suppose we'll make a decision. But I suppose,
Right, we shall see.
yeah, no, I'm tending to lean towards what Corn is saying in chat with level 6 and score 6 being different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see what the players.
Hang on one moment,
what
we're
they come up with.
vehicle going in.
Ah. Fair enough.
It's a boat though, and not a spaceship. But we don't even know who ended up owning it though.
Well, if it wasn't the player, then that could be one goal.
Hmm. Still seeing a black screen on Mako's side though, so
I imagine that he's loading up another game or swapping back to the Switch or something like that.
probably.
Yeah, give a few extras before querying. Ah, well, that seems certainly rocketish on ADN side.
Well, the whole thing for the lighthouses though, are that they end up lining up with energy. But indeed, it is indeed the collapsing of a lighthouse.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the thing with Golden Sun Law is that you would normally light up lighthouses to end up restoring the balance of the world, but I had no idea about how this just like suddenly caused an island to drift across the sea.
Naturally. I don't know why I'm surprised. This is coming from the same studio that brought us Mario Golf, after all.
I'm allowed to believe also, I think they also worked on Dragon Quest V, so I'm not quite too surprised with that. 5
That
or
makes
6,
sense.
I can't remember. There we
Okay,
go,
just
we got the
gonna-
title screen for Golden Sun the Lost Age. Yay. Thanks.
Yeah, Mako might be having problems with their Switch. That is unfortunate, but might have to find an alternate way to get to those games. Currently conferring with Crumpet. So Rexy, what would your plan be for some of these goals?
Okay, well immediately I saw like 5 goals that I could do in Stardew Valley,
Okay.
which is the obvious
Yeah,
sleep
absolutely.
and collect a letter, which is what Panda had done in the previous match. The star
Quite
drop
correct.
in would give you be in a hotel stroke in.
Mm-hmm.
The star drop in also serves alcohol or beer, so buy
Okay.
beer, drink, bomb.
That's a
And-
good one.
Yeah, and the 5th one that could also be. Wait a minute, was it like? Oh my
I
goodness.
suppose obtain a sword could be on there. Fine, take it now.
I don't think the mine would be available until much later on in the game, though.
Fair enough.
Okay, so maybe you would have. Oh my goodness, maybe it would have been possible to find a toilet somewhere, but it really depends on which house you just like go into. But actually, I don't even think there are toilets in Stardew. I'm just like blinking. But there are definitely
Unless they're a furniture item, yeah, I'm not sure.
But there are definitely toilets in Gex. However, as
There
proven,
are certainly those.
Skyward Sword is definitely the quicker game for finding a toilet.
Absolutely, that was a rapid-fire toilet.
Yeah.
Words that I never thought I'd say today, but there we are. Let's see, we've also got answer a trivia question correctly. That is interesting. I'm trying to think if I've got anything good for that. The only real one I've got is an online-only game, I think, being Tower Unite. But that has a trivia mini-game.
It looks like ADN is getting the entire gang together.
The squad! For anyone wondering in chat, Mako is sorting out issues with their Switch and capture, which we did see earlier, so it's unusual that it's suddenly decided to fail on us, which is very unfortunate. What is ADN cooking? I'm not sure, but they are getting some materials together. That oven is preheating for sure.
Funnily enough, I could also use Crash Team Racing for both be in a snowy place and hit someone with a projectile weapon. So if you just like end up loading up a quick race in Blizzard Bluff or a Polar Pass, then
Yeah.
I've got like that bang on right there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are absolutely allowed to do just single quick races for
Yeah.
racing games. So
Oh, there's also win a race after giving other races a 1 lap head start, so even better. There's
Yeah.
there's actually an option in CTR to actually configure the amount of laps you can do in a race in arcade mode.
okay.
So that could also be very helpful, along with the rubber banding mechanics, to be able to get like 3 goals in literally a single 5-lap race.
Yeah. I think for me it would probably be Hot Wheels World Race, just because I know how to run that game. So giving them a head start would be relatively of a non-issue, depending on the track. You know, I could definitely do it in Vapor, at least. See a rainbow. Is there?
Defeat
I
someone
think
with
that-
fall damage or drowning? No, it's not even that. It's a hotel! We got the hotel!
Hey! Hotel acquired. And that's... Seriously? That's the
It's
game.
not gonna be sleep. It's not gonna be sleep though, because that was already marked off, but we got proof.
Yep.
You're in a hotel and you went to the room.
And yep, that's the game. That's all we were there for. Oh my goodness. Suddenly that CDI idea isn't looking too bad, huh?
Nope.
No. Going back through the N64 library.
Oh, here we go, Mario Tennis.
Okay, yeah. It's a solid bet.
I guess ADN is so confident with the gap that he would
Willing
just
to
end
take
up
it a bit
picking
slower?
anything.
Yeah, I mean, Mario Tennis is honestly not the slowest tennis they could go for, but it's far from the fastest. I think if they can get Wii Sports Tennis, a match literally can take 5 minutes at most. Destroy all humans for spaceships. The goal does say specifically in space, I believe. And I'm not sure. Yeah, you must clearly be in space, flying around while controlling a vehicle. I'm not so sure how much space is involved in Destroy All Humans. Honestly, for me, I would go Kerbal Space Program, just because that's what I have available to me. Elite Dangerous is also on my disc, I believe, but I think I'd probably have to update it at this point. It's been a while.
I know you can actually do space dogfights in Ratchet and Clank 2, or Going Commando if you're in the States. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of how far in the game you have to be to end up doing those. And of course, this is also the second stage in the Star Fox as well, going up to Sector X. I think it's Sector X.
True. Any Space Star Fox game will go well. Ooh, 30 all. Now, the worst thing that can happen to ADN is getting 40-40. There's 40-30. Match point. And Luigi is too good, that's the juice. That's unfortunate. Little bit of time loss, because now an extra point will be needed. I don't know why I'm now explaining the rules of tennis. It's late, chat. It's
Nice recovery on
1:10 in the
Tuesday.
morning, local time.
Well, the funny thing is that NSO players have access to both the N64 and Game Boy versions of Mario Tennis. Now I'm going to be curious as to what would be the easier game to actually win an exhibition match like this.
Yeah, I'm not certain. I'd have a look. It mostly would depend on the AI. As we see, Luigi is quite capably holding off ADN from getting too much advantage, but there's your game. Although a full match is dependent on settings. I'm not sure what their default is for Mario Tennis.
I'm still checking on Mako's screen in a separate VLC window, and while there is a plan, that looks like there's still no feed just yet.
Yes, I was talking to him a moment ago, and major tech issues at the moment. Looking to play a Nintendo Switch Online game, but then, of course, when you need it most, it never works. You know, welcome to Bingo-thon, everybody, you know.
You hate to see it when the world needed him most. NSO was lost. Hey, we've got Mario.
Mario 64, here we go. It's a frozen Mario face, but it's
We have a
something.
frame of Mario 64, which is arguably better than what we had before. Meanwhile, Luigi is actually kind of dominating at the moment.
Like there's some tweaks being done on the screen to make it fit for everyone to see. Okay, now we're ready to get started with Mario 64. What are we gonna end up seeing with this one? I mean, I wonder
Let's have a look at the card.
how early could you see a rainbow in this game?
Well, immediately the thought is Rainbow Ride, but I would not be surprised at all if they're in earlier stages. In fact, there might be rainbow arches in Princess's Secret Slide. I'm not sure.
Isn't there like a rainbow somewhere when doing the wing cap?
Yeah, absolutely. In the wind cap, there is a rainbow around the weird pillar.
I don't think it's also a great game to go for a running race that lasts more than 2 minutes, because Cooper the Quick is actually much quicker than that.
Also, I'm surprised Mako not marking off collector letter there, because, you know, Peach's letter at the start, you know, I'd count that, I'd say.
Oh, you would count the letter?
Interesting thought. I'm not sure if it's collected. Did not get Lakitu skip. That's unfortunate. Suboptimal time lost. What are you doing? Honestly, no. It is not a
I suppose
requirement
it
for
is-
generic bingo to be a master of every game you boot.
Exactly, you know, and it's about having fun at the end of the day.
Quite so.
Hang on one moment. How many sets did ADN set the game for? I know that in the Game Boy version you can run a game of only 2 sets. I mean, a match with only 2 sets to win.
Best of 3, yeah. I'm not sure. Might be best 5. Or first 5 even, if possible. As I say, you know, getting through Wii Sports Tennis would have been much quicker, but if they have access to that, I'm not certain.
I'm gonna have to like figure out. I mean, there's no way I'm ending up bringing up my own Switch to just end up checking this. Oh, match point. Okay, there we go. Now I got something. Wait a minute. Was it like set to a best of 5 sets and it just like went down to a tiebreaker? I think that might have been what ADN went for here.
Game, set, match.
Unlucky. ADN ended up losing the tennis match.
No, that looks like a happy dance to me.
Oh
And
wait,
it's not,
he
yeah.
picked Mario and not Luigi. Oh, okay, so there
Yes,
you go.
there has been confusion about that, but Mario has been the player character.
Yes. Apparently in the Game Boy version, you don't have Mario unlocked at the start. That was where my confusion came in.
Sure. But no, in this case, Luigi was just a cracked AI.
I had this feeling that we were going to be going into Minish Cap for more Zelda, but I guess that's not the case. ADN is just browsing.
Fascinating.
A score of exactly 6 from Mako's side.
I will just double check.
6 coins
That was
from
6
a
coins.
course.
Um,
Hmm.
Well, I mean, technically,
score of
it's
6.
technically coin scores are a thing in Mario 64.
Yeah.
Yes, and because it's the coins that you collect in the level, isn't it? It's not. It
Yeah.
doesn't carry out to the overworld. So yeah, that's a score of 6 for the level. Yeah, yeah,
All right.
I'd say we'll count that. Yeah.
Nice.
Fair enough then. Uh, Continuing through it, 64 now, which
Oh, we're
is
getting some
fair enough.
Pokemon!
Hey, first time this tournament, I believe.
Looks like it's Legends Arceus in this case.
Interesting. You do use a phone in that, but you don't make calls on it, really. You do texting with God.
Yeah, you do have the... Yeah, you do have the, is it an Arceus phone? Arc phone?
First of all, Arceus, but yes, it's an Arc phone.
Arceus.
I could never pronounce that name correctly. That's my
Technically, I
bad.
think both are allowed, just one doesn't contain the word arse, so is probably more
Yes.
likely. And
I
also,
suppose,
because if
and
it is
then
ARC phone, then it's either Arc phone or Arse phone, and Nintendo might have had Armitage with one of those.
Oh yeah, good point. Chatsu-woo!
question is it Rayquaza or Rayquaza?
Quasar, because it's based on a quasar, a type of astronomic body.
Really?
We're getting... Oh,
Yeah.
did you end up quitting out the name?
Oh, this.
Chat flirt, of course.
Of course.
But did the name Uwu get denied from Nintendo?
Looked like it went through on my end. Oh no, no, you're right. Sorry, I was looking at a delayed stream because I missed it.
But, yeah, I guess if you can't call someone on the phone, then that would make Legends Arceus a very difficult one to use.
Yeah, because the god of all for the Pokemon universe specifically only texts. He's very, very relatable in that way.
Yeah. Strangely enough, when I first saw that goal on the board, you know, the one where I ended up getting the goal in Mother 1.
Hmm.
Strangely, my first thought went to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but that was when I realized, yeah, you do have a phone, but you have have a lot of apps and you don't call anyone on it. And
Yeah,
it
my
like...
thought is GSC for that, or I suppose you could also use Heart Gold Soul Silver because you can immediately call your mother, Professor Elm.
Yeah, you can. But the only problem is who's got a DS capture card? Or even
Well, true.
access to stream them.
Well, actually, no, I think you're right. GSC is not on any form of NSO. That is very peculiar.
Well, I mean, either way, ADN has quit out of Legends Arceus and is looking for something else.
Quite possibly realized that the god doesn't do the phone calls. Legends Arceus. You've got me doing it now, damn it, Rexy.
I'm sorry, Legends Arceus.
And you can tell because the ability of Silvally is the RKS system. Come on!
RKS! Oh no!
The evidence is mounting, and yet...
Silvally. What? No, now you've me confused.
Okay, I can't actually attest to Silvally, but I didn't actually watch Sun and Moon anime because its art style put me off, which is unfortunate because I hear it's actually really good.
Okay, so going into Mario Kart 64, I guess that's
Okay.
So
It's a race.
I wonder how you can actually do win a race after giving it another bit of the one lap head start. Was I guess 50cc? Interesting thought.
I think they might be prioritizing in a race hit someone with a projectile weapon. Previously, we have established that Cooper shells do count.
Mhm.
There's some interesting. That's the second time Mako has decided to take a dive off the secret slide.
Okay,
Rainbow
let's,
Road, interesting. Could go that way.
yeah, see a rainbow. We established before that any form of rainbow road that has those at least 6 colors of the rainbow is fine. Oh, it looks like ADN is going for the winning a race after giving other races a 1 lap head start.
Okay.
But why Toad's Turnpike? Wouldn't that be a bit difficult to actually maintain momentum with the running traffic?
I have to admit, I'm not the most familiar with MK64. I'm entirely a America 8 Deluxe runner. But in that, at least, there are certain cars that have boosts integrated to them, but I do not believe that is in the original version.
Yeah, I'm not overly familiar with Mario 64 mechanics either, or even the level of rubber banding that could be involved. But we'll only know for sure once the second place ends up lapping ADN.
Yeah. That's a point, actually. Do you require only one person, or does everyone have to be faster than you?
According to the rules, it
It's
says
just
that,
one person.
yes, until one
Okay,
competitor
until
has
one
lapped
competitor
you.
has lapped you. Fair enough.
Hmm?
I would have overcompensated on that goal. I'm glad I found that out before it turned up in one of my rounds. Getting up to some
Alright, well-
penguin shenanigans on the left side.
Yeah, there goes Peach and Bowser. ADN is going for it.
Alright, good luck getting that win. I will be back in a second, by the way.
Oh, there we go, Red Coopers. But they've all gone.
Oh dear, that was.
Uh-oh.
I didn't. 30, or did they just break on the sidewall, or did the controller go a bit funny on him there for a while? We'll have to ask about that in the post-match interview anyway. But I do believe that last time we had the hit someone in a race with a projectile weapon, we did not count the banana, and it resulted in a turnover of the goal. Now the
Yes, it
question
was.
is, does the lightning bolt count as a projectile? I don't know if he hit one of the NPCs with the shell there, but use the lightning bolt and use the goal. So I suppose the question is, do we count lightning as a goal or as a projectile?
Lightning bolts pretty much typically summon a whole bunch of lightning and hits everybody all at once. So personally, I wouldn't count it as a projectile.
That is a fair point, Mrs. Spock. I believe he did. But I'll just go have a quick talk with him and see what he was counting as a projectile there, and we'll get back to you.
Okay. Well, I mean, while this is going on, it looks like winning a race after finishing, after giving a race to the 1 lap head start is not possible with these conditions. I appreciate the gutsy idea, though. But part of me is also wondering exactly what is Mako doing in CCM.
Ah, yes, there is a race stage to it.
Well, I guess there is. There is a bit of a running race in there, but I'm not even too sure about it being a running one, though.
There is a sliding race against the large penguin.
It is a sliding race, but it's not particularly one that is on foot. You're more likely on butt for most of it.
You know what? I didn't even see running race that lasts more than 2 minutes. You are quite right. And I don't think either of the Cooper the Quick races in 64 are that slow.
I don't
In
even
fact, I
think.
don't know any Mario series race
I
that's...
don't even think the penguin in CCM is all that slow either.
No, absolutely not.
As far as I can remember, the Cooper the Quick race in BOB
Hmm.
lasts around 90 seconds from what I can remember from prior experience. Oh, it looks like ADN is going for a different strategy for going for winning with a one lap disadvantage and going for what looks like Luigi's circuit this time.
Okay, I might have said I think it's Wario Stadium, which has a relatively accessible super shortcut. Of course, whether or not they know about that is a different matter.
Yeah, it all goes down to ADN's knowledge on the speed tactics. But
Yeah, honestly, if you want to do this goal, the easiest case might be Mario Kart Wii because there is a absurdly easy super shortcut in Grumble Volcano.
it looks like ADN is. Ooh. ADN is quit out of Luigi Raceway, which, yes, Luigi Raceway, that was my bad.
Select your place, go. Select man.
Oh, what are we going to be seeing here? Special Cup, DK's Jungle
DK's
Parkway.
Jungle. It also has a super shortcut. I'm not sure how easy that one is, to be honest.
I am back, and ADN has asked the all-important question that we were all thinking, and does Rainbow Road count? And he now has the confirmation that it does in fact count, so I believe that is
Absolutely.
where he'll be heading next.
Well, he's definitely not going for the one lap head start here in DK's Jungle. What's it?
Jungle
What's going to be
Raceway.
happening here anyway?
That is a very good question because this is certainly no running race, and they've already got the
I-
projectile weapon. So unless there's a
Grand Prix
rainbow...
maybe to get to Rainbow Road?
Oh, probably. Wait a minute, Rainbow Road wasn't unlocked at the start?
I think you have to play through the 3 other races to get to it, or 1 or 2 races. I don't know if time trials are unlocked at the start.
Yeah.
Ah, fair enough.
There was ADN trying for the super shortcut. Well, I mean, it's super-ish. It's kind of a great shortcut. It's not exactly super. But, you know, it exists. It's good. Unfortunately, they did not get it, however.
Oh my goodness, what is Mako trying to do? Trying to climb up the mountain that way?
Yeah, not sure.
I remember trying that as a kid on Super Mario 64 on the DS. Tried for maybe all of 20 minutes before I got the hint that it wasn't really possible.
This is the thing that you do when playing games while much younger. Experiment with everything.
Yep.
Exactly.
So if we are now going through the Bob-omb Battlefield, are we looking for the Cooper the Quick one? I don't think it takes more than 2 minutes, but I am prepared to be wrong. I do have a stopwatch handy, just in case. As I don't believe there's an on-screen timer for 64 races.
I'm a little dizzy. This bomb does not want to fall. I mean, it is possible with the thwomp for real, but this getting picked up again and tossed around and thrown around like a rag doll.
Yeah, King Bob-omb is being a little bit mean today. And his grab box seems to be quite strict. But there we are, out through the end of the fight. I can't believe King Bobom is freaking dead. He had so much to live for.
Right, there we go. Star obtained. And that's also the first of the special cup races done for ADN.
Alright.
Boat race with Cooper the Quick. I guess Mako is trying for it.
Yeah.
Alright, they're off.
Oh, there is an on-screen timer. Fair enough. There's not one for the CCM sliding race, so I had assumed. Huh. Genuinely didn't know about that warp point.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean by special cup with having turns just about everywhere and not knowing where everyone is.
Baby Punk might be smart. Yes, we've seen Baby Punk be used in Mario Kart 64 a couple of times.
64?
64? Sorry, Mario Kart 8.
It's okay, it's 1 AM brain.
Yeah, and we are seeing a lot of 64 games today. And Cooper the Quick is ascending that hill, and I don't think it's going to take him another 50 seconds. Unless he gets really tired just before the goal. That's the end of the race. 1 minute 20-ish.
Okay, so that was definitely too quick for this goal. But hey, it's a star anyway.
Yeah, and it, to be fair, wasn't marked. Or at least hasn't been marked so far. So there is some other plan.
I don't think there's a rainbow in BOB.
I'm
not quite
is there
too
not
sure
one
what
through
else.
the cannon shot, or is that in a different stage?
Oh, you're probably thinking of Rainbow Ride.
I don't think so. I know it's a terrestrial stage I'm thinking of, but I could be thinking incorrectly entirely.
The terrestrial one that it might be THI? Again, this is where my head gets really hazy.
No, that's another stage altogether. That's a subterranean stage. But tish. Oh, the ring. Ah, you might be right. Yeah, it could just be a ring of rings I'm thinking of on this stage, not a ring that's a rainbow ring. Steal a vehicle is on this card. Yeah, we haven't really had a good answer for it. It seems every vehicle used has been legally acquired.
I don't think either player has anything that would allow them to be bandits or criminals in their own way, or even outlaws, whatever.
I've just had a weird thought. So in the Hot Wheels World Race movie, Mark Wilde actually does steal his car. I think it happens outside of the context of the game, but yeah, it's something to think about, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to end up thinking of how context would work for some of these bingo goals that I had seen in the game library that I have. Like for example, there's we had a goal like yesterday where it was like eat meat.
Yeah, which is quite achievable in a lot of things, and people have said, cannibalism does technically count. Fish was argued for it because it's not about culinary, it's about biology.
Oh yeah, we got that idea. But then I'm like thinking of the food stock at the Star Drop in Stardew Valley. And I think spaghetti is one of the default items available at the start. But did specifically said what kind of spaghetti is in there. Like,
So is it bolognese?
Yes. Well, is it made with meat? Is it made with beef? Is it made with veggies? Is it just tomato sauce on noodles?
It's like Mako is looking through the cannons to try and spot their next objective. Honestly, they do seem to just be going through the motions of playing SM64, which I respect. It's a good game.
Mom spaghetti pulse jam.
Ah, yeah. That'll be it. Meanwhile, ADN can't be too far away from the end of Boo's
I believe this is the
and
third
Question
race
Mark.
of the four. So Rainbow Road should be up next.
Absolutely, and pretty much from the moment you load into the stage, you see it.
Exactly. Now we've just passed the 20 minutes left on this race. I do believe we will be giving an extra few minutes just to give time for the racers to finish, but hopefully we'll finish kind of just after the hour and a half. Hopefully the racers will pick up a load of exciting goals and make this a super fun close finish.
Give us
That'll be
a
nice to see.
thrilling climax.
Exactly.
And to be fair, there's only 3
And-
goals between them. They're absolutely possible that a route comes to Mako that will complete that many in the time remaining.
Exactly. And I believe this is, if not the last one, maybe the second last round in round 1.
Yep, this is indeed the last round
Yes,
of
it
round 1.
is. So then we'll have the bracket fixtures for round 2, and I believe we have some round 2 matches already scheduled, which are in the Discord, in the GB scheduled matches channel, which I believe has been made public as of earlier today, so everyone can see when the matches are and pop into stream if they're available to say hi to our racers. And
So far, it looks like Seafood v Cave Lighter in lower bracket, Flo Harvey Nordic in lower bracket, and Panda v Rexy in upper bracket are all scheduled in. Oh, and of course, me versus Duck in upper bracket. Forgot about that one.
Oh
that'll
my
be
goodness.
exciting for sure.
Are we getting winner running race that lasts more than 2 minutes on Rainbow Road? More to the point, does ADN know the shortcuts?
Possible.
Maybe.
A Rainbow has been seen at least, so we're 1 goal in. Yeah, as I recall, the shortcut is not one of the easy ones for Rainbow Road. You have to pull a sharp left U-turn right after the barriers dissipate. Mako seems to be swapping out for another game. Possibly having seen See a Rainbow disappear from the card.
Yeah, I guess win cap had been denied for that.
Yeah. Yeah, Tower of the Wind Cap, unfortunately, was not
What?
the
Not even
fastest in the
going.
world.
Oh, I guess the ADN is not going for the 1 lap head start.
Possibly was sat there waiting for a plan to come to them. Calamari Desert has a actually an intended shortcut, but it's quite a long one, or quite a significant one rather. I would still say Wario Stadium is the best one for a non-speedrunner at least to take. But no,
Either way,
we're back to
on
Luigi Raceway.
Luigi Raceway. It turns out that you would end up selecting by cups rather than by course for these kind of races.
Hmm.
So it would have to be the first tracks from each of these.
Yeah, TT is not unlocked. That is peculiar and not something that returned to the series for obvious reasons.
Mhm.
Is Baby Park in 64? I don't believe so. I can't remember where it first came about. Double Dash is where it first appeared, I believe.
Yeah, GCN Baby Park.
Yep. Absolutely using Sonic R for this goal. Hey, any Sonic R representation is good Sonic R representation. If nothing else, for the music. Wii Sports or Punch Out for boxing match? Yeah, we've seen Wii Sports briefly for another goal. Although I don't think it was actually completed.
Wii Sports Resort, though. That was well done.
Yeah, that's true. That was used for being a volcano and something else.
I don't think we went into a volcano for Wii Sports Resort when Flowhart played it.
Yeah, that's absolutely a goal that was done. They used Island Flyover.
Oh yeah, that one. But yeah,
Ooh,
Flowhart went and used it for yay, projectile. Flo went and used it for bowling and drinking water.
I suppose I should respect the routing to have 3 goals ready, but curious. Honestly, Wii Sports Resort is a very good game to have for this pool, because we do have quite a few sporting match related goals.
Oh, indeed, but then it'll go down to who actually has access to stream from a Wii or a Wii U. We did have quite a few of them in this thing already.
Yes, I believe someone early on is a legitimate Wii Series runner.
Uh-oh, slam into a wall. Yeah,
still in.
That was Dragons, right? I was trying to think of who it was. The one who used
Wii Series runner.
Wii Play for mini goals last time.
I'm not certain, but I think so.
Oh, it looks like Mushroom Cup isn't. Luigi Raceway isn't going to work for the racing strats for ADN.
No, that did not work out. Maybe Mako is finding a webcam for IRL boxing. I mean, if you can organize a boxing match this quickly, I'd respect it. I'm not sure if we'd count it, but I'd respect it.
I mean, at that point, I think we have to count it because I don't think there's any rules against, doing things in real life. We wouldn't recommend most of it, but I'd say.
Oh hell yeah! Time to unlock sleep. Let's go. Me. I think we allow that, but you must get a full 8 hours.
Exactly.
Oh,
Your screen must fade to black.
Might be running out of ideas, according to back channel.
Okay,
are we allowed to give a bit of a nudge, or what? How do we feel on that to keep the momentum of the match up?
And if you can think of something obvious that might have missed them by, it's far be it from me to tell you how to referee.
Oh, but the thing is, I have seen the occasional Rob message in chat, and I don't want to get in trouble with the boss, so we'll have to.
Quick, Rob, look at that distracting thing over there. That one. Oh, it's so distracting.
Yeah, that one.
Very much in the other direction. Oh my goodness, it's a distraction, is what it is. My goodness, I can't believe what I'm seeing. You simply must see this, Rob. Yes, it's Ooh, such a distraction. My goodness. Oh my. What? I'm so distracted right now? Definitely. Oh my. I can't fathom how distracted this distraction is making me. Rob, you really must be seeing this as well, turning around and seeing things that aren't in front of you but are instead behind you, not in the direction of the stream because they're just so distracting. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Oh no.
So while this is going on, it looks like ADN is going for a Fire Emblem, the Blazing Blade, which is the Game Boy Advance one that got to Western Shores here. If the dialogue looks correct, then we may see Catch a Thief stroke Criminal, depending on what gets looted out from an enemy here. It looks like we're going back to a capture card on Mako's side.
Yep. Seems like Mako has completely independently come up with some sort of idea on how to continue.
Oh, we're back to Tears the
Ooh,
Kingdom now.
Tears of the
Okay.
Kingdom. Interesting thought. Let's see where that begins us. I know you can grab a Stal Goblin's head and just run around with it. That could be obtaining a skull, depending on argument. Actually, I hadn't considered that at all. Stal enemies in the Wilds era can have their heads picked up and carried around, so that feels relatively obtained.
And it looks like Mako is going for Undertale, and I don't know quite what he's going for. He didn't quite disclose that to me, but you know, he has a direction to go in anyway for a few goals. So, you know, not down and out yet.
Yeah, let's see where things go. At. Use opponent on tilt. Maybe there's a payphone or something similar, but it wouldn't be unless there's one
Yeah,
in
we're
the.
gonna need some absolute experts when it comes to Undertale, mentioning whether there be actually things on the boards that would end up being possible in that game.
Oh, there is trivia, but it's relatively late in the game. Certainly not in the next 10 minutes. Actually, I think that might be the case. Could be thinking of another Toby Fox game. Tutorial
It
gives
seems
you
like
one.
the kind of game to have trivia, I suppose.
Yeah. Apparently, Toriel gives you a phone. Can you make a phone call though? That's the main thing. You can't just bip around on your apps and your video games. And back in my day, they made a ringing noise.
Nowadays, when the landline goes off in the house, it's very much a panic. Who's that?
Yeah, it's. What's that noise? What is this machine making that noise?
Okay, here we go. Now we're getting the tragic backstory on ADN's side. I mean, there is Catch a Thief stroke Criminal marked up for ADN, but I didn't see any stolen or recovered item. So I think we may need some inquiry on that one when we bring him back in here.
Let me know if that counts. Could justify. Sounds like ADN wants to clarify that one. So fair enough.
Absolutely, I'll go have a bit of a chat.
Most people, I would say, would probably go for clarification before marking the goal, but to each their own.
Oh, criminals that
Criminals
aren't
don't-
thieves don't need to have stolen something.
Yeah, I mean, if you defeat and catch an arsonist, that's the goal. Just so long as you can prove that they are indeed a criminal in some manner.
I mean, we did have someone end up running Fire Emblem Three Houses a few matches ago.
Yes.
And while there were bandits on the first map, the goal wasn't counted until a few chapters later, when there were more bandits there.
There's the telephone. Yeah, I believe the justification for that was that in Fire Emblem, you do not strictly defeat the criminals; they very much get away during the tutorial.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see
So
where that's been.
we have a clarification from ADN. So that does count, because they are stated in the game to be bandits, and they do go around stealing things. And the doc just says to defeat or catch them, and by the literal definition of defeat is to best someone in a battle or contest. So
Nice.
I'd be inclined to count it.
Yep. All right.
All right, good stuff. So it looks like we're putting
Banditry,
out
of
a
course,
Fire Emblem.
very illegal. Looks like ADN is quitting out for something else on GBA. Possibly just having a look through the library, but we will see what comes up. Trying
Perfect.
F-Zero,
hoping
probably
this-
going for that race again.
1 lap head start in F-Zero maximum velocity, perhaps? Well, we'll see what happens. Well, I mean, you had like 3 different save files, so why did you decide to just, not go for one that's already free? And what's the name gonna be this time?
Oh dear.
Loha?
Hello? Hello?
Here we
Hello?
go.
Aloha.
We're getting everyone today.
Everyone's here. This is everybody's speedrunning. Looks like Mako is furiously debating possible goals. I'm surprised, honestly, Control a Spaceship has not been claimed by either of our runners. For example, they both have access, to my knowledge, to Star Fox.
Yes, it's like I mentioned, Star Fox 64. I mean, as soon as you end up doing a space mission in
Yeah, just
Sector
go through the
X,
first stage and you're there, pretty much.
and on not really the first stage because it said go into space, and Cornelia is its own planet.
Yes, once you've completed that stage.
Yeah.
Drink alcohol also could have been quite easy, although... WarioWare? Okay.
I wonder what could be possible in WarioWare. I mean, it is a minigame collection. Oh, we're getting Pika this time.
Oh, of course. So yeah, anything could be the case here. I can't confess to knowing the minigames of WarioWare Inc. too well, though.
Likewise.
Crystal Sequence of Adventures. I know literally nothing about Star Fox Adventures except it's the one that's different. Coming up to the final minute of official time, though. It does seem that Mako has plumbed their depths quite well.
Okay, I don't think dodging hot dogs or something? Yes, or catching sticks.
It's microgames.
Yeah, so it's just gonna be a whole bunch of memery at this point, isn't it?
Oh, did that not count? That's tragic. That's...
It missed.
Yeah, that was a close one. Attack.
It's
Pilot
a
spaceship,
spaceship,
not
but you're
defeat
not
one.
controlling it.
I think in our previous match there was defeat an alien, but not this time. Some football. He did
Just
not
the
get a
coffee.
drink, bartender.
Would that have counted as the drink alcohol goal? I wonder if he'd caught that.
Good, good.
Only if he takes
Yay!
a sip. If he just sits there and goes, "Ha, I caught it!" then not so much. His punching is And he. Oh no, Wario. Like Mako has. Oh, just got a repeated micro game there.
Game over, I guess.
Yes, Mako has now exited out of Undertale. Could have another idea, or could be waiting out the timer. It seems like it
Yeah.
wasn't their card today.
Looks like it. I'm gonna end up hitting time on that one.
All right.
For the record, it looks like Mugshot, yes, you would end up catching the cup, but we do not know the contents of the cup.
Ooh.
Okay, so should we pull the runners back into the live channel for post-match interviews to see how they feel about that? You know, how they felt about the board, what their plans and thoughts were. You know, did we have any snipes or things like that?
Yeah, go
Let's
for it.
have a listen to them then. All right, welcome back into our runners.
What
Congratulations
up?
and commiserations as appropriate. First of all, ADN, what was that about being prepared to lose? Seems
Wait,
like
what do you
things might have
mean?
not gone to plan.
I didn't even win
I
the
was
boxing match
not at
yet.
all prepared.
It was a
Yeah, I
very interesting
wasn't.
card.
Not even close. Um, I'm
So
ending
yeah, tell us
stream if
about
that's
your
okay.
early plans. We saw both of you actually sticking quite often with some Zelda games. We saw a combined total of I think 4 Zelda games from the both of you.
I was gonna bring out Minish Cap too.
We thought you might.
Yeah, I'm doing. I chose Breath of the Wild in particular because I'm just a lot more familiar with them, and there's a lot of things you can do fairly fast there. Some of which I missed because I was being a bit slow. Um,
Is that where you got Snowy Place?
that's where I got Snowy Place. That's where I got unlock fast travel, and that's where I was going to get defeat something with fall damage or drowning, but you got it while I was messing around with bokoblins trying to somehow push them into the water. Also, I
I
was a
knew
bit
you'd go
dumb
for
and
Breath of the
didn't go
Wild
for this.
first, so I didn't
Yeah,
want to touch it
I was gonna.
first.
I, I don't know why, but I just completely forgot to grab that sword in the rock in that pond on
We
like right
were
by
wondering if that would
SOR.
come up. That is unfortunate.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Just
would have
like
been faster
yeah,
than
I
what I did.
I forgot about it. Yeah, um, and yeah, score of exactly 6 was gonna be Minecraft.
Hmm.
Until I realized I set my settings so that I turned on keep inventory and realized I couldn't turn it off after creating the world. Um, so I
Yeah.
ended up jumping from 5 to 8 XP. Um,
There was contention as well whether so you were specifically going
but
for the score mechanic in
yeah,
Minecraft rather than levels.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. That's
but yeah, I
absolutely
went
fine.
for SM64 for that after, and I was actually gonna see a rainbow in SM64 as well. That's why I was going for so many stars. I wanted to get wing cap.
Oh, you're gonna hate
Mm.
how I got Rainbow.
How'd you get?
I went to
Yeah.
Rainbow Road,
Yep.
Oh. Okay, I
but
thought
I
you were
had
gonna say
to
you did the same thing I was gonna do.
no,
I
but I
would
had to fight
I
my
would have
way to
enjoyed
Rainbow
that.
Road because I had to
That's
use I had
true.
to use the
Yeah.
N64 version, so I had to race
Oh,
to get to it. So it was at least still
yeah.
worth something. I can't count, so
It was a
I
few
wasn't
minutes in,
gonna
so
check
it
if
was
I
a little
got to 6.
contentious. One thing that I was surprised by was you going for Ocarina of Time as your choice for getting a sword.
That was the first thing I thought of. I knew that Mako would go for Breath of the Wild, so I didn't want
Hmm.
to touch that. But I probably should have just gotten a Breath of the Wild sword. But that one was more cinematic, and I
It
wanted
worked
to.
out, honestly. Once you were through the cutscenes, you got 2 goals in relatively good succession. That was swim underwater using the dive mechanic and obtaining the Kokiri sword.
Yeah, I didn't. I realized that it wouldn't count for sleep because I don't get in a bed. But
Yeah, you
technically, when
only
you
get out of
start
the bed. I did have a look.
sleeping, So I was like,
I was
I don't
thinking,
know if that counts.
yeah, I was
I
thinking
don't.
of similar logic. I was like, does booting Link's Awakening count as sleep? And I
Hmm.
I
read the
figured
rules.
there
Like
would have to be
that
a
probably
sleep
doesn't make sense.
prompt.
Yeah, you're not getting into the bed.
Yeah, I went to the old man's hut in Breath of the Wild to try and sleep, and it wouldn't let me sleep. When does that unlock, man?
Yeah, I think I tried as well. I tried a few ways of sleeping. For some reason, it just wouldn't let me. And I
It's
think
after
if I remember
plateau.
correctly,
That's
is
rough.
it?
Fuck that. None of us are
Wait,
doing
really?
a
There's no
plateau
way you
run.
can't sleep until. Isn't it like after tower? I thought you could after tower.
I
Maybe I feel like
think.
you have to talk to the old man at least, but I don't want to talk to that guy.
Hmm.
I talked to the old man for the first when he was by the campfire. Well, I skipped through his text, but
Sure.
um
How many
yeah, I think
games
it
did you
might be
boot up?
either tower or
How many games
me.
did you boot up? Like thinking you were gonna get a goal in that game, and then you were like, no, it's gonna take too long, or like something. Because I did this shit
I
so
didn't
many fucking times, man.
I
So
didn't
There
boot
were.
any
so
games
many
unless I
times.
could. Yeah, I was trying to think of what games would have the goals that I would have wanted to go for before actually
Because
booting them. Um,
Yeah, because I booted up
because there was
Majora's Mask to do catch a thief, because you can catch the guy with the bag, right? But then I
Hmm.
realized that you have to be Kid Link to catch the thief. You can't catch him as a Deku. So it was gonna take me
oh yeah, you have to go through.
a whole three
Yeah,
day
Yeah.
cycle and all that junk to
In
catch a
addition, I
criminal.
think you can't even properly catch him. You can take back the stuff, but he does get away, to my knowledge.
Oh, true. And that's
there's
Um,
not in the rules. Thank goodness I
we
didn't go
when I
also
was
along
did
going
with it.
see you
for
load up ADN. We saw you load up Legends Arceus. Damn it, Rexy!
I'm
Um,
sorry.
It was for the phone. We all know it was for the
it
phone.
was for the phone, but as we have discovered, God likes texting instead of being on the phone for a call.
Yeah, while the cutscene was, I used the cutscenes to like try to read the rules and stuff because I wasn't prepared. So
Yeah, that's fair.
I was reading the rules while the cutscene was going, and then I'm like, oh, you have to call someone. I don't
Yeah,
think you can call anyone in this,
no, you
and
can't
I
use
didn't have
actual
wait,
access
you
to
do
texting,
have to
like,
call
unfortunately.
someone.
yeah, you had to call someone,
Oh,
and
you
then
do.
they have to
Okay,
answer. So
it's
the
probably good
game that
choice
came in
for
mind is like Pokemon or something, like one of the originals where
yeah.
you get like a phone at the
Yep,
beginning.
absolutely.
Uh,
My
I
thoughts as
think
well.
yeah.
GSC has the technically it's a Pokenav, I think, but you make calls on it. So
It's the Poke
yeah,
Gear, but yes, same thing.
Pokegear, right? Pokenav is Gen 3.
I wanted to
I
keep it the
instantly thought
games
of
that I
Undertale.
also own,
That one.
so I didn't go too deep into the NSO rabbit hole. Like every game I
Hmm.
booted up, I got a physical copy.
But yeah, I
All
was
right.
when I saw it use the phone, I instantly thought of Undertale. Um, and it was relatively fast. Honestly, I don't know if there were any better games I could have gone for that. So I think that was a
Oh, that's
good
a good
choice. But
one.
I I plan to use Undertale for at least like one or two other goals as well.
Hmm.
Um, until I realized that like it's gonna take way too long to get through that far through the game to actually get to those. So I ended up just closing it, seeing if there was anything else I could boot up. Those being collect a letter, because in pacifist route you can get Undyne's letter and answer a trivia question correctly, which is even further down in Hotland.
Thought that might be in
So
there. On the
Ooh,
note
that's a
of
good
obtaining
one.
a letter, think back, if you will, to after the flyover shot of Peach's castle. What is the very first thing you see in Super Mario 64?
Does that count? It's not a
oh
physical
my
letter.
wait,
It was
Oh
that
my
mentioned
does
by
god.
count.
Crumpet. You might have to have a debate whether you obtained it, but it is certainly
I
a
don't think I
letter.
obtained.
So
Did I
that's
obtain it?
why
I got like
if you
I
booted up
obtained
the
it because
game, you
like
technically got it. You can mark that square. You can have it. I don't
all
think it
right.
affects anything. Let's go.
There it is.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah,
um,
I did not notice that at all. I'm so used to just seeing that intro anytime I booted up the
Exactly
game. Like I
right.
didn't even
It's just
consider that
part
there's
of
a
the
letter
motion.
right there. I'm
because
just like, letting the game play out. Just like
I was gonna stay booted in Breath of the Wild and leave it till it hits the night cycle, so the skeleton would come up and I could pick up the head, but I didn't think that was
Obtaining it.
considered obtaining it because it's not in your
I was thinking that
Unfortunately.
inventory.
too. That was
Like if
my
you
Unfortunately,
that
they
was
do
my
not
as
drop
well.
their skulls. The only skulls that are dropped by skeletons are those killed by charged creepers, and you would have had to get quite lucky, I think.
Actually, I had an interesting idea that I would have done for obtain a skull, um, but I didn't have time to do
well,
it.
you can
The
pick up
idea
their
was
heads and
boot
kick
up.
them off a cliff. Doesn't that count as owning it?
I
Oh,
would count it.
sorry, I
Sure.
misunderstood you. Did you
Um,
mean in Breath of the Wild? Yes, I would
yeah.
argue for that one. I don't think we got a ruling one way or the other from Crumpet, but I'd have been on
I
his side.
think
Um,
I would if it had come up I would have allowed it. But just one point is you're not allowed to have 2 games boosted at once. You would have had to
Oh
kind of
yeah,
stay
yeah,
in
yeah.
Breath of the
No, that's
Wild.
what I'm saying. I didn't want to wait the whole like time for it to turn night and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
so my idea that I would
Already
have gone
waiting for. Oh, go for it.
for obtain skull or head, um, is which I was about to start, but you know, game ended right as I was about to start it. Um, boot up Minecraft, Minecraft Alpha, or is it Alpha? Um, yeah, Minecraft Alpha 1.2.2a. Press
Oh my!
F4 to spawn another portal, then upgrade to a newer version. Go into the Nether right away, and then kill some wither skeletons until I get it.
I
Oh,
mean, that's
ooh.
creative. I'll give you that.
No, it's
That
survival.
would totally count.
No,
If you
I
can
got your
get it
joke. Don't
done
worry.
without having to install additional
Sure, sure.
versions for more than a minute, then well.
Yeah, you don't need to install. You don't need to install mods. You just load up
I think
that
you just
version
choose the
and then
version. Yeah.
choose the version, and that's the only version where you can just press a single key and it spawns another portal.
Wow.
I believe there's a
Yeah.
snapshot where you could get increased wither skull spawns as well. I don't know if that's still
Oh,
in the game, but
maybe.
it was there at some point.
So if we
I'm
can
not
track
sure.
that down, that could actually become quite a gettable
Actually,
goal.
actually,
That's an interesting thought.
I think that was the I think that was one of the updates where like they added like hostile mobs like everywhere. I forget which one that was. It was one of the April Fool's updates. Yeah. Um.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Is
had a
there
few
any
thoughts
other?
about how to get that one, but as I was attempting to get that Minecraft version to work, it crashed a few times just because of how old it was,
Oh
Yeah,
man.
it's
and
not built for
then the
modern
match
users.
ended.
Oh, so you did try to
But
boot up Minecraft.
I did try to boot up that old version, yeah.
Hmm. Were there any other games you wanted to use but didn't get to?
Um, most games on NSO because
Hmm.
my yeah, my Switch with NSO just like it was like I tested it earlier. I took it off of the dock, like the screen turned on, put it back, came to get it now. Took it off the dock, wouldn't turn on, put it back on the dock, wouldn't turn on, pressed power, wouldn't turn on, held power, wouldn't turn on, connected it to power, pressed power, wouldn't turn on, wouldn't show anything on the screen, wouldn't turn on
Damn.
with Joy-Cons connected. I don't know, it just wouldn't turn on.
It's very
So I
unfortunate.
was locked out of all of those games, unfortunately.
Well, thank you very much to the runners. If you are keeping track at home, this is the last round or the last match of round one. ADN, you will be going on to fight Boo in round two, versus Mako will be going to fight Tricro in lower bracket. What are your thoughts against who you're facing?
I wasn't supposed to win this one. How am I gonna win the next one? Not
Confidence
have to
as
do a
ever.
whole nother
Uh,
match.
My thoughts are hopefully my Switch starts working
Yes.
before the next match.
At least now I don't have to. So my original idea, I don't know if any of the commentators mentioned it, was to only use N64 games, but I didn't read the rules, and so
Mm.
they're all emulated
Yeah.
technically because they're all emulated onto my EverDrive.
Yeah,
Uh,
unfortunately, if you had them through NSO, that would be fine, but
yeah,
can't
but
really
then
allow
like
adjustments.
showing that I own them on NSO and then going to boot them up on the N64 didn't really make a lot of sense. I just stayed Switch wide.
But yeah, any final thoughts from either of
Hopefully, my next opponent didn't watch so they don't steal my strats.
you?
Um, my final thoughts are hopefully the next board has better goals than this.
It was a
These
mean
were
old board,
annoying.
that's for sure. Okay, with that, I believe I shall just tell you that we will be back with our first round 2 matches on Wednesday, starting at 5:30 p.m. UTC, is Atomical Sloths versus Dragons, followed up by Seafood versus Cave Lighter. These are one upper, one lower match. So look forward to those. In the meantime, we do have coming up Bingothon uh, for 2024, which someone who's been paying more attention than me. I'm just here to say funny words. I'm not an organizer. Talk to Floha. Floha's in chat, or was at least. But submissions for that, I believe, open in a few days' time. So keep an eye out on all of our socials. We are on Discord, of course, but on Twitter, or X as it's called now. We are on Blue Sky, we're on Mastodon, and on other platforms, which I definitely don't remember. As I said, I'm just here to say the funny words. How you doing? But if anyone is preparing for a raid target, let's see what we've got.
Trying to look around for a raid target, but I don't particularly see any groups going around right now. Chat, you're more than welcome to end up dropping suggestions.
Absolutely. I don't believe any of our runners are currently live. It is quite late for the majority of our runners, UK and EU.
ADN, go live.
I'm streaming
It's
to
your chance.
RTMP. That's not how OBS works.
Suggestion for a previous Bingothon player?
I see that,
Deku's in Bingo Highway.
oh, I was like looking around the streamers in the Discord and seeing which previous runners are currently live right now.
Anyone spot that?
I see. Okay, so
There is a suggestion in chat for a name which I can definitely read because the squirrel says meow.
Oh, that's a good one. Yes, go for that.
The squirrel says meow. Let me go back to the chat. Oh, wait, Deku SR, is it Deku SR? Wait, the squirrel says meow. That's winning right
Yes.
now. Okay. Okay. Well, let's take the suggestion.
Yep, it's best I've got. Sounds like a plan
Nice.
to me.
It
All
looks
right,
like it.
well, thank you for joining us for another match of the generic bingo tournament. This is the end of round 1. Look forward to round 2 as we start getting our suite of upper and lower bracket matches underway. Give our
Oh, I
regards to
see what's going on right there. The squirrel ended up winning Tears of the Kingdom Blackout back at Bingo Von Winter. How topical.
Haha!
Nice.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So
Right
yes,
then.
the Zelda train
Lovely.
does not stop.
Definitely not. Alright, and we will see you for the first of round 2 matches. Take care.
Bye.
Team Blodge.